Thưa quý vị, tính đến nay thì đã có hơn 24.000 người dương tính với chủng mới của virus corona trên toàn thế giới và hiện tại thì đã ghi nhận gần 500 trường hợp tử vong vì loại virus chết người này. Và tại Việt Nam thì tính đến sáng ngày mùng 5 tháng 2 đã ghi nhận 10 trường hợp dương tính với loại virus này. Và ngay sau đây thì VTC10 sẽ có cuộc kết nối với phóng viên đến từ Đài truyền hình Trung ương Trung Quốc, những người đang trực tiếp tác nghiệp tại tâm dịch thành phố Vũ Hán của Trung Quốc để tìm hiểu những thông tin tại đây. Right now we are connecting with a Chinese reporter in Wuhan City. Thank you, Mr. Chow, for joining us today. Firstly, could you say with us about what's going on in Wuhan City?
Yes, thanks for having me. What's happening here in central China's Wuhan is an all-round effort to fight against the deadly coronavirus, which has already claimed at least 490 lives in China, leaving almost 20,000 confirmed cases across China and over 3,000 in critical condition. Meanwhile, 860 more recovered and are undergoing 2 weeks of medical observation. The first case was confirmed back in late December, and Chinese authorities warned the public in mid-January that the virus can be transmitted from person to person at a time when a massive migration was about to take place for the Chinese New Year. The authorities announced a halt to the city's public transportation, including outbound trains and flights, to curb the spread of virus. So you rarely see people walking the streets, as many shopping malls, restaurants, and cinemas are closed. Trucks and taxis carrying supplies and medical workers are seen, as well as cars heading to available pharmacies and supermarkets. Despite containment efforts, surrounding cities and those with travelers from Wuhan faced with increasing number of affected patients. So the disease prevention and control, medical supplies and facilities, and the safety of medical workers are pressing issues in the country now. Chinese President Xi Jinping said, with the Communist Party of China leadership and the strength of its people, China is determined and capable of winning the battle, expressing trust in international community to a calm, objective, and rational assessment of the situation. And the WHO chief praised China's management has prevented the significant spread abroad, providing a window of opportunity to take next steps, calling for greater solidarity of the world.
Yes, there's something that the same will happen in Vietnam nowadays, and I must say that really impressive when China had built a hospital so quickly. So the hospital gets started, yes.
As I mentioned, the virus has potential for person-to-person transmission. That's those with who are feverish, suspected of, once contacted with, are all considered to be taken care of. And many local hospitals have been designated to diagnose, test, and hospitalize them, including their functional reform and personnel rearrangement. Meanwhile, more hospitals are required in response to the dire resources, and the 2 such emergency medical facilities came to the spotlight for their short period delivery. The first, that will host 1,000 beds, has received 45 patients as of Tuesday, and one video showing a male patient record what's inside went viral with advanced medical equipment. The second is due to open on Wednesday, which is today, and take patients the next day. And CGTN earlier reported how the 2 facilities are dealing with the environmental issues. And the contractor told us that they are applying sewage drain and water pressing system to avoid pollutions, and many work still needs to be done. There are 3 more venues are being reconstructed for further needs in the city, as the government says it wants to make sure all affected can be resettled for medical treatment.
Well, so could you tell more about how Chinese authority trying to control the threat of coronavirus?
The prevention and control of the epidemic remains the topic priority here. At a CDC meeting on Tuesday, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang stressed that preventative measures, including providing hotels and venues to treat mild illnesses and observe people who came to close contact with patients, adding another 2,000 medical workers across the country will join the battle. And a high-level medical team is dispatched to local hospitals, treating those in critical condition. As for medical supplies, which have been in severe shortage, the holiday now is over this weekend. Manufacturers are ramping up protective clothing and masks, and Chinese authorities asked relevant departments to ensure the supply of daily necessities and operation of the traffic network. Meanwhile, the national health body is set to provide medical solutions to different stages of the coronavirus development, as well as medicines which are still under scrutiny.
How about the ways that Wuhan people dealing with coronavirus?
As far as I'm concerned, most of the people here are following the advice from the government. They prefer staying at homes. Even during the Spring Festival, we know that the traditional holidays would see a crowd of people and a lot of celebrations in the city here. And previously, I talked to some shoppers in the supermarket that they said that they prefer staying at home because now the priority for most of the public are to help the government, help the public, help the society to curb the spread of the virus. And I also talked to a French woman whose husband is a local, and she stayed. She has stayed in the city for a couple of years, and she said that the only difference for her the virus situation that's related to her is that there are less crowded people. Also, we see a lot of communities are helping the local citizens to learn the basic knowledge of the virus, and they also help them to provide online services, including diagnosis, and also provide tips to help them spread. And also, I know that many communities are working together to look for more values to help prevent the disease, and also that many are now being isolated in the public provided hotels to ensure that this prevention could be prevented. Yes.
Mr. Chow, there are any confirmed by some case that the Vietnamese people in Wuhan city get coronavirus?
Officially, we have heard no report about the Vietnamese people here in Wuhan affected, and also, but there are cases. Of course, I know that in your country involving trips to Wuhan, and Wuhan's Foreign Affairs Office has launched a 24-hour hotline for foreigners here to any guidance and help. Broadly, provinces and cities issued public letters to foreigners in China to remind them to enhance self-protection and avoid crowded places and group activities.
Right now in Vietnam, the Ministry of Education and Training decide to pupils from elementary to high school get 1 week off study fast to control the spread of coronavirus. And Mr. Cho, in Wuhan city now, how international organizations support Wuhan city to dealing with this deadly virus?
Just a reminder that in the beginning, the WHO is really concerned about the situation here in Wuhan. And after their first round of assessment, the organization did not announce that it is the international emergency. But, with the situation getting a little bit out of expectation, because, the virus could have a potential mutation. So now, last week, the organization announced the international emergency, but that does not mean that this would be the worst situation. So the WHO is trying to deploy an expert team to China now to make further investigation. As I said, that the president, she said that the international community and also organization would be working together to try to counter this humanitarian crisis at the moment. And also, I think that expert will be working close with the Chinese experts. And we know that the medical team is also coming from Beijing to the city to do a further and deeper assessment of the situation here. So this is a kind of international community working together to try to make some way out from this battle.
Yeah, thank you for sharing today, and I hope that in the near future, maybe tomorrow, we will get some new information from you in Wuhan City.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
take care.
Yeah.